Hey, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's up with all my yappers out there? Yapping family, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's holding up good. Damn, man, we have a very long, hopefully very good stream out there for everybody to watch. Let me make sure everything is rolling and everything is good before we even start talking. You know what I'm saying? Because it would really be a shame if we start, you know what I'm saying, talking about all these juicy details and it really wasn't recording. It'd be really sad out here. Let's do this. Let me hop on and check this. It would really be a shame if we start, you know what I'm saying, talking about all these juicy details. Recording. It'd be really sad out here. All right. Hey, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. Today is about to be a long one. We have a few topics to talk about. We have a few things to get into. I do not like the way the angle of the camera is looking at me right now. Let's switch that up real quick. Yeah, I think right now it's looking at me dead on. I'm looking in your soul, you know what I mean? I'm looking right at you. Hopefully everybody had a good week. Everybody that's stopping in, everybody that just stops in and go out, man, shout out to everybody. Everybody who cares about their privacy, they are welcome in. Everybody who wants to just sit through and talk about nonsense, welcome in. And everybody who just want to look at my pretty face, welcome in. Welcome in. Everybody's welcome, you know what I'm saying? And even if you want to hate, welcome in. We are accepting everybody. We are a non-judgmental, but we will roast your ass though, community. With that being said, we're gonna hop right into our first topic, because you know we get spicy over here. We're gonna get straight up, we get spicy and start yapping. Firstly, I just want to say I do not participate in politics, right? I am not, I've said this before, I am not a Democrat, I am not a Republican, I am independent. I have my own thoughts, you know, I agree with one side and I agree with the other side. I agree with some of the Democrats, I agree with some of the Republicans. With that being said, we all know Fani Willis. Well, if you don't, she is the district attorney out in Georgia, and she is the lawyer, or quote unquote, the person in charge of prosecuting President Donald Trump, or ex-President Donald Trump, for his not alleged at this point, for his call on election day regarding he is missing a couple of votes. I am paraphrasing. He is missing a couple of votes, and for them to find those votes, meaning that, and Fani Willis implied that Donald Trump on that call was saying, find me those votes, as in fraudulently add those votes in the system, so therefore he could win the election. And you know, as they say, if you're trying to fry fish, don't go after the biggest fish. You know what I'm saying? Don't go after the biggest fish. You know, you got to start slow. You got to start slow and level up. If you're at the same size, you know that game where you have to eat little bubbles, and you have to eat little bubbles that are smaller than you so you can get bigger. But the moment you get a bigger bubble, the bigger bubble just eats you. That's the way I feel about this case. And because Donald Trump has so much money and so much resources and so much people who love him, at this point, Donald Trump is a cult by himself. So you don't go against Trump. You don't go after Trump. You just leave Trump be. Anyways, people found out she allegedly was having a relationship. Not allegedly, because she confessed to it. What the fuck am I talking about? She was fucking and sucking. That's the word we're gonna use. She was, you know what I'm saying, she was sloppy toppy and slipping and sliding with the prosecutor that she assigned on the case to prosecute Donald Trump. And apparently it was highly favored towards the prosecutor that she was having affairs with, where she was paying the prosecutor up to $700,000 more than she was paying the other prosecutors that were assigned to to work other cases. So with that being said, let's watch how the news covers it, and yeah, we'll just give our commentary as we go.
Tracking some breaking news for you right now. CBS News has learned exclusively in a filing by Fulton County District Attorney's Office an acknowledgement that Fani Willis engaged in a relationship with attorney Nathan Wade. You, of course, recall that both are working on the Georgia election interference case involving former President Donald Trump.
Joining us now with more on Willis's response is CBS News investigative producer Daniel Kleidman. Daniel, extraordinary reporting. Tell us what you've learned here, particularly about how Willis is expected to respond.
Well, CBS News obtained a draft of the filing, the response to the motion that had all these allegations about her having a relationship with Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor who she hired to lead the Trump investigation. And first of all, it acknowledges that there was a relationship between them, but it pushes back very hard.
It's not even that there was a relationship. Like, there could still be a relationship because they work with together. They see each other every single day. And the thing is about working with coworkers, not that, you know, sometimes it's a little wrong to have sexual relationships with that woman when you work with them. You know what I'm saying? LOL. I don't know where the balloons, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know where the balloons are coming from. But anyways, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little illegal or ethically wrong, especially if you have like power over the said person. And you should avoid having a relationship with them. But when you work with somebody and you see them every day and you work right hand with them and they're making jokes and they're making you laugh, you take lunch with them, you see them more than your family. Sometimes it's a little tempting. Sometimes the urges get a little, heightened for that person, especially you see them more than your family, because these people, I'm gonna assume they work a lot, especially lawyers and high earning people like that. They put in a lot of hours. They're probably there from 8 to 8. So they're spending all that time with that person. You know, shit happened. Apparently she took vacation with this person, and the case is where it is because they're alleging that she's paying him so much money, so much more money, because she is planning on spending some of that money with him during her retirement. You know how that should go.
On some of the facts that were alleged, but also on the idea that this represented any kind of conflict of interest that could lead to her disqualification from the case or dismissal against any of the defendants.
And you have that filing in front of you.
I do.
What stands out to you? What are the headlines?
Well, one of the most, I think, important things in this filing is actually an affidavit, a sworn affidavit by Nathan Wade that is an exhibit, and I'll read it. He says in this affidavit, in 2022, District Attorney Willis and I developed a personal relationship in addition to our professional association and friendship. So there's the acknowledgement of the relationship. But importantly, he also says that relationship did not begin until 2022. My understanding is it's early to mid 2022. He was hired for this position by Fani Willis in November of 2021.
Damn, this man, he's a yapper just like me. He's yapping even more than I am. But this is the dude right here. You know what I'm saying? He was slinging that long schmeat. He was making Fani Willis yell and scream, "Please don't stop. Oh, please no." so he was earning his paycheck, you know what I'm saying? While the taxpayers were worrying about paying the taxes, she was worrying about something else. We're gonna skip ahead in that video because I think he's yapping more than I am, and I don't like that.
And that was potentially a misuse of taxpayer funds, potentially added to the idea of a conflict of interest. What they reveal in this filing was that they actually alternated paying for some of these trips, and Fani Willis actually paid for some of them as well. And there are actually receipts for Delta flights to Miami that Fani Willis paid herself.
So, Daniel, if the report comes out and says there was no misuse of taxpayer funding, that it was not an inappropriate relationship, and that he was not hired by Willis because of a relationship, why not come forward with this from the beginning? Why wait until there are rumors and innuendo and still not?
It's an excellent question. A lot of us were wondering that. My understanding from the sources that I've talked to who were close to Fani Willis is that, first of all, she was reluctant to put a lot of facts out there and information out there before they had all of their ducks in a row. In case things were contradicted or they made mistakes, that wouldn't have been good. And then there was also the kind of usual and predictable tension between the lawyers and the more sort of PR-minded people in her office. The lawyers are always reluctant to put a lot of facts out there that they feel they don't need to vindicate their legal arguments.
Yeah. Real quick though, in this filing, because there have been a lot of allegations, is there any substance to any of those impropriety allegations?
Well, they certainly look. I mean, this is their motion in response to the allegations. So this is their position. There will be a hearing. Both sides will have the opportunity to present their cases. So this doesn't end this controversy.
Anyways, man, she paid for some of the trips that they took. He was slinging it. Obviously, he had that good eggplant for her to be, for her to put him in that position after so long. Like after like a couple of years, like that's a come up, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens to you when you have good D. I'm trying to come up in that position too, but I guess I'm not there yet. I got to keep working, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep working the motion. So I'm interested in seeing a couple of things. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. I'm interested in, like, I've seen a lot of commentary on what will happen to her, like what can happen to her. And I don't certainly feel the same way. Because I personally think that relationships at work happens. They happen because you see that person so many times. You see them so much. Like sometimes it's a little unavoidable. And especially the dude. Apparently, the dude was also married, and he got divorced with the ex-wife because of this affair or this relationship that he was having with Fani Willis. And people think that because of this relationship, that the case with Donald Trump is most likely going to be thrown out, or it's not going to go any further, or it's not going to be prosecuted, so forth and so on. But politics will remain politics, and people will keep politicking. So in the case of Fani Willis, I was also watching the YSL trial, and it's the funniest thing ever, seeing lawyers read lyrics and how they put so much emphasis on certain lyrics that they want the jury to hear. Like if you say anything about gun, they would read it like, I got a gun in my hand that I will kill. Like it's quite hilarious. And if you haven't had time, make sure you check out that whole trial. It's a hilarious thing. But with that being said, I just want to get this one in and out the way. Hold on. I want to get this one in and out the way. So, where am I at? Blah.
Every person watching will own NFTs.
Okay. All right, cool. So I have my homeboy, the Slice Homie Dice, Be Rich, owner and founder of Crystal Vision. The big vision, the eyes, see it all. The vision so clear, it's crystal. So we were having a little discussion about Gary Vee. I personally like Gary Vee. I don't think he's terrible as a content creator, but as always, like I always say, just because somebody's on a big screen doesn't mean that they earn or like they should have your trust for whatever product that they are selling, for whatever commodity that they are selling. You have to be aware and do your own diligence on things that they are pushing on you, because they have vested interest in said product and they stand to profit on said product. Even me, if I come out later on and I get bigger and I get 500,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, and I'm like, hey guys, I have this brand new opportunity. You could invest in my company and you're going to become super duper rich because it's the future. You should do your due diligence. Even if I have the most honest reputation from 0 subscribers to 500,000 subscribers, you will need to do your due diligence to ensure that I haven't changed. I will grow as a person. I will change from here to tomorrow. I shouldn't be the same person. Some of my ideas will evolve. Some of the things that I care about will evolve. My skimming logic will evolve. So let's firstly watch the video that got us talking. Into this specific topic. And then I'm going to bring in my boy Be Rich in the chat. We'll bring him in and see what he thinketh. So here's the video.
All of you, you're going to have to. Every airline ticket's going to be an NFT. Every sporting event ticket. Why is that a QR code? It used to be a physical ticket, remember? Now you scan that shit. It's going to be an NFT, and I'll be clipping my videos from 2021 in 2030 being like, I told you. Every person watching will own NFTs.
Okay. Rich. Hey, yo. We're about to get it in. We're about to see. Let's wait. We're about to hop on. Yo, All right. I don't know if you heard the whole video or audio. If you want me to replay it for you, like to get a little back summary, let me know.
Oh yeah, that's the Gary Vee joint. It was a little laggy, but I'm kind of on with you.
All right, I bet. I mean, I can replay it so you can hear it again.
No, you good. Yeah, actually, go ahead. Tell me, go ahead, play it so I can hear it. That's his joint or that's your joint? Like
No, that's
your
his.
take on it.
That's
his
that's
own
his.
joint. Okay, for sure. I be watching Gary Vee, so I already know. He was saying everybody's gonna have, an NFT by 2030 type of thing. Everybody gonna have to kind of utilize that platform.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah. Now I was gonna say because you had made your video on it, and so but yeah, I don't know if you told the people what you saying on it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can give my damn, I can't even find my own channel. That's crazy. Don't worry about that though. Don't worry about that. We're coming.
That's crazy.
Don't worry about that. I think here's my video on it.
Every person watching will own NFTs. All of you. You're going to have to. Every airline ticket's going to be an NFT.
Hey Gary, I disagree. Every person watching may already know that every single NFT project that's currently in existence lost value. But does that mean it's not a viable thing for the future? No. This is the same logic as saying every person watching will own a Bitcoin. Every person watching will own stocks. Now, I like Gary, but if you know anything about Gary, he is highly invested in NFTs. Because he is invested in NFTs, you have to be careful because he can be hyping it, quote unquote, pumping it, so he can sell all of his NFTs. While I do agree that the blockchain technology will exist in the future, I do not foresee any value in owning NFTs. If you follow anything in the quote unquote Web 3.0, you know that everything digital will be a highly valuable asset, but not NFTs though. Your airline ticket is not gonna be an NFT anytime soon because of availability. Your Apple Wallet already stores the ticket for you. All right, sure. So that was my argument against it. That was my take on it, and I thought that video was gonna do a lot better because Gary Vee, his name. But let me know what in that video that you agree with on Gary Vee's side and what on my side do you disagree with, as far as like everyone. He said everyone will own NFTs. Your airline ticket in the future is going to be an NFT. Besides him standing to profit on NFTs, tell me where else is he right and where I'm wrong.
Not for that. I just want to say too, like, I'm surprised that video ain't go up neither because you done had a few videos that untouchable or some sorry.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out how this whole thing works.
Right. Nah, but yeah, I think NFTs in general, I'm on his path, right? I don't know if I'm all the way on every single person, right? But I can definitely see that path where he's going, where he's saying like, listen, a lot of us will be utilizing it in those ways. I think NFTs, especially for authenticity, will be really good, really nice, and heavy in that area of authenticity, knowing
going more into what you mean by authenticity. Like, give me like a few examples.
Yeah, because blockchain is blockchain, right? There's nothing that you can say or do when it comes to blockchain. You can't fake anything. Everybody can see what happened when it happened, and so I've heard examples with sneakers. That's one.
That's my hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's my whole thing. Like, blockchain as a technology is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. But NFTs. Right. NFTs are just the little pictures. I don't think that's going to be very popular in the future, or that's going to be the next big thing.
Right.
Like you're saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I feel like NFTs. So okay. So then, in terms of authenticity, how would you see that blockchain would be utilized?
So
because it's not there yet.
Like you were saying, right? the blockchain can be utilized for a lot of things because you can trace and see the transaction that occurs on there. So instead of using something like a StockX, you could use a blockchain technology and be like, hey, I bought this on StockX, and here's my transaction that I bought this on StockX, if we're talking in terms of shoes. We can also use it for a lot of things. The most popular topic around the blockchain is buying properties. So if you buy a property, you can host, like, when you buy a property, they give you the title that you own it. Even a car, they give you the title that you own this car. You could host the title on blockchain itself to prove that you own this, because nobody can alter it, right? For an airline ticket.
Yeah, I would say my question would be like, because I don't, this part I don't know for sure. I can't speak on it necessarily, but I would ask, like, what would be the platform to host? Like, okay, blockchain is a platform, but then you need something to like manifest it. I don't know if I'm saying the right words, but like, right? I feel like NFT is that manifestation of, okay, blockchain is inevitable. You cannot, refuse that. You can't refute that. So now let's put it into an NFT form. And this is going to be, like you said, our contract. This is going to be the token of authenticity. This is going to be the example to stay and to trace where the origin of said item in real life is coming from. So it's kind of like the NFT serves as a double. There's a I can't remember how they say it, like a physical double that they use. They have a very specific terminology that they use in that world, but it's basically having, okay, when you have and when you purchase the NFT, you also are purchasing the physical double as well. And so the NFT is like the certificate of authenticity at that point.
Hear me out. I think I know what you're saying. Like, I would agree with you, but I would also add that the only way, like I think that the way you're going with it is the only way NFTs will work is if they're backed by something in the real world.
Yes, right. We're saying the same thing right now.
Right. Currently the way it is, like if he's talking about like, an airline ticket, because I was only reflecting on the post that he made. If we're talking about an airline ticket being an NFT, I would disagree, because your Apple iPhone is doing a great job at hosting that, and a lot of people already have the Apple iPhone. It makes more sense to make your airline ticket an Apple Wallet thing. So maybe if an NFT is backed up by a real thing in the real world, like, hey, here's proof that I own it digitally, right? Because it's in the blockchain, maybe. But like, if it's in the terms of like, oh, I own this cool monkey NFT, I don't see it being like super popular in the future.
Yeah, no, 100. I agree. I agree, and I feel like, and Gary Vee says this as well. He says 99% of the NFTs that are out right now, they're gonna go to zero. They're gonna fail. Only a very small amount is going to come out. It's just like cryptocurrency, right? There's a lot of hype, and people rush in. There's only going to be a few of those, and we see that in cryptocurrency because it's been so long for cryptocurrency. NFT is a little bit newer, but we see which ones are the BS, and then which ones, wait, hold on, there's actually a real use case for this specific coin. And so I feel like it's very similar with NFT. I feel like a lot of the stuff that we see, like you said, the monkeys and the this and the that, we're not going to be able to see that in a few years. But some of them will be just because of art. Art is art, right? Art is something that, sometimes we won't 100% understand. And so I feel like the monkeys in particular, those might still be around just because of an art type of thing. The original, the original monkeys, from an art stance. But on the flip side, like I said, for authenticity, definitely, and maybe even for airlines, because I could see that if the airline have some other way to benefit off of the NFT, I could see that your ticket could be an NFT, because when you buy an NFT, again, this is proof that I own XYZ. And now that I have this, a lot of times they will match up. Okay, if you own this NFT, you'll be able to come to this event. That's how Gary Vee does it right now, right? He says, okay, buy this NFT, then you'll be able to come to this event, you'll be coming to this, that. So maybe even for, you know what I'm saying, like special VIP. What's the in the airplane? I can't think of the name
special
right now.
lounges.
The lounges and stuff. You see what I'm saying, right? So maybe okay, let me see. But like you said, Apple is doing a great job. That is correct. Apple is doing a great job with what they're doing. But I can see the utilization, but I need to also understand really how it would benefit the airlines on
That's what I was
same
thinking
token as well. Yeah. So that makes I understand what you're saying as well. Like how would they actually benefit from just to say NFT or whatever, right? But then also on the other side, if it gets so popular and so many people are using it, then sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you kind of just get in there, you see different use cases, and like, you know what, let me kind of join the bandwagon type of thing. And so yeah, there's valid points to each side, but I definitely I can see it in a few years, 10, 20 years, something like that. I could see a lot of us having something in that area.
Yeah, I think the only way this will ever be possible is if it's backed up by something in the real world, like
Physically, yeah.
if like in the terms of art, because NFT is right now it's mostly art. So I'm speaking in terms of what it is currently, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if, let's say, the Mona Lisa is turned into an NFT, and in that realm, when you buy a NFT, you own a slice or whatever 0.00001% of the Mona Lisa, kind of like
Right.
Masterworks is doing. Maybe like an NFT for
Right.
original works. Maybe
Wait, you
in
said
that
who's doing
sense,
that?
Masterworks.
Masterworks.
So they have this thing where they will buy physical art, and you can purchase, you can put in money in a pool for when they buy those arts or when they sell it, but you own a percentage of the art. So like whatever, 2%, 1%, 0.00001% of it. So whenever they sell that piece of art, you will get whatever percentage of money you have plus their fees. You know what I mean? Minus their fees.
Yeah.
So maybe in that realm, in that sense, but even in the the hotels, or like when you get special stay at hotels or you get access to those lounges, the airlines, like you were saying, the airlines have something to gain. Sometimes they partnered with a credit card. Like you have to have a special credit card, or you've traveled for X amount of mileage from that credit card. Like they're gaining money off of that partnership with that card. I don't know how they would make money off of the NFT per se, where it would make sense, reoccurring revenue. I don't see that business model in general. Like the stock market exists unless people start trading the NFTs like a commodity or like it's stock. Then maybe, I don't know. I just don't see the NFTs being a big thing in the future, because I don't see how you're gonna tie or tether. I think that's the word you were looking for. Tether it's the value in the metaverse with a value in real life. Yet,
Right.
I don't see it. Like, you know what's crazy? I think Go ahead.
Spitting, dog. Spitting. And I was like, yeah, that's not wrong.
You know what's crazy? I see this video. This is the video actually you were talking about.
Explain to me why NFTs aren't bullshit.
Everyone's bringing their internet brain
Yeah.
to the blockchain. Liquid Death, in a remarkably crowded market.
Dang,
of
I
bottled
got a crazy
beverage,
delay.
hit
I'm
in the
watching
last
you,
7
but
years.
you ain't even started to
99% of the Liquid Death decks that came through my inbox to invest in go to zero. 1% hit. 99% of streetwear brands don't hit. Kith hit. 99% of NFT projects are going to be garbage. Do you know how many Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle attempts there's been? 40 billion. But that one hit.
Right.
Marvel hit. Batman hit. But there's a fuckload of shit that didn't. It took fucking Black Panther 40 years to hit.
So it's not NFTs. NFTs aren't a thing. These brands are a thing.
Yes.
And building a brand within the NFT space is a thing.
Correct.
Not every single app that goes on the App Store is successful,
You said
but there's a few that do it.
That's
And
right.
that I can get on
That's
board.
exactly what's going to happen.
Got you.
But it works.
Talk that shit.
NFT projects are going to fail at length, but I'm going to build one of the biggest ones of all time.
God damn.
Okay. Let me know when the lag is over. You still on a delay?
Yo, yeah. yeah, that was I think that was definitely the one of the clips. You know, I follow him. I like Gary Vee, so you know he said that a few times in general, but definitely that's in general what he's talking about.
I mean, his argument makes sense logically, like, you know, but here's where it fails though. Those things are physical products. Liquid Death is a physical product. And I think Liquid Death, if you know the history of it, succeeded because now people are so cautious of, you know, saving the planet or reducing plastic and waste. And Liquid Death came in with this, you know, it's all marketing. Every freaking company out there is marketing. You can tell me water is worth more than other water, okay? It's the same crap, all right?
Correct.
So they came up with this, let's put our water in metal. That way we're saving the environment. But really all they care about is making money. Don't bullshit me. I'm a bullshitter. Don't bullshit me, okay? All right?
Right.
Long story short, that's how it is. I mean, I think Black Panther succeeded because of all this pro-black movement that is now happening.
Yeah.
And 40 years ago, there wasn't like a pro-black movement happening or like support for, let's put the black people on the screen as well, which is why now we have a Little Mermaid. Now we can have a Black Panther franchise. Those things are physical products. That's why they succeeded. The Ninja Turtle, I don't have any answer for that one. I don't know. That's why those things succeeded. You know what I mean? Like in an NFT, I think Gary Vee is saying, you know, he will have one of the successful ones. Of course, he want to have a successful one because if NFTs just succeeded, he's going to be a multi-billionaire off of it because he's early. You know, he got the audience and people are already investing in it early. So he has something to gain. Whether or not it becomes successful, I don't know. I mean, I'm always a late bloomer, but I don't know. It's then to be seen, I guess.
Yeah. I would say though, bro, like I feel like we really going down that way of non-tangibles, and it, of course, like whether we like it or don't, that exists, right? Like how they're trying to make a cashless society. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we hear rumors and stuff like that. Say again?
I agree.
Okay, yeah. So how they making, you know, cashless society and this, we hear rumors of this, that, whatever. And I think another aspect of it as well is what I don't have and what I cannot say and necessarily speak on is, aside from authenticity of the physical things, and then as well you can throw in probably video games, something like that. I don't have the answer as to what it could necessarily be used for, right? But I feel like people are so creative, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be ignorant to the thought of, okay, it's not going to happen, right? And then when it happens, now I'm missing it before my eyes. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm standing at, right? I'm at a point where it's like, okay, I don't necessarily have to put my money into it, anything heavy, anything big right now, not necessarily, right? But you know what I'm saying? Make sure that I'm ready. I'm watching from the sidelines. So now when those certain things start to come up, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing it now. It's making more sense. It didn't make sense to me last year. It didn't make sense to me 2 years ago as to how we could practically use it. But it's making more sense to me now. And so another thing that I was gonna say too was the video games. I feel like NFTs and video games will be really nice. Now, will they use it? I'm not sure because again, everything is about money. But would it be nice for the consumer? Yes. So when I say video games, buying something specific, some type of skin, right, that could kind of go cross platforms or cross games, buying some type of power up, some type of something in that area. I've heard somebody, you know, kind of give that theory that it could be used for something like that. And I said, wow, that's cool. Like as a consumer, that would be the craziest thing ever, right? I mean, you buy a special ball in 2K20 and you still have that special ball in 2K25. You know what I'm saying? It kind of transfers over. But again, I know how the companies are, you know what I'm saying? They want the bread. And so that's the only part that I'm like, damn, you know, I'm kind of stuck on that. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's like you said, it's all about the money.
It's all about the
If
money.
people ain't making, yeah, man. If people ain't making money off of it, it's gonna die. Period. Point blank. That's where I definitely agree with you. And so we'll see, man. We just gotta see, type.
Because also it's all about the money, and it's all about the value, like of it. Like you're saying, like if they transfer that ball, what's the likeliness of you reoccurring and buying another ball, another special
Exactly.
ball, or buying it next time? I mean, like I agree with you on the cryptocurrency side. Like I think cryptocurrencies are going to be a thing of the future. I think people are going to use them. I think more and more governments are going to start accepting it, which is why, not financial advice, I buy some cryptocurrencies, and I'm not fully bought in. I buy things that I would have bought a shot at the bar with. At least I'm in there, but I don't see it at all for NFTs at all. You know what I'm saying? At all. But
That boy said, at all.
at all, not at all. But I didn't, big dog. I'm gonna bring you in on some of these other things. I'm gonna talk about.
Bet.
I bet. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, that's that on the NFT side of things. A lot of something that's been making a lot of noise is Vince McMahon. I loved, with a D, loved WWE. As a kid, I thought that thing was real until I discovered MMA. And I'm like, man, there's no way this thing is real compared to MMA. There is no way. But apparently, or allegedly, Vince McMahon was accused of doing the, you see it right here, trafficking, of doing the trafficking of one of her coworkers. Let's hear in on what they have to report, or the allegations.
You may have heard about the shocking sex abuse lawsuit being leveled at WWE boss Vince McMahon by a former employee. The scandal couldn't come at a worse time as the WWE signed a massive $5 billion deal with Netflix. So much is on the line. Everyone at the WWE has reportedly been told to not say a word.
Former WWE employee Janelle Grant accuses McMahon of sexual assault and trafficking. Just this week,
Bro,
McMahon, along
this nigga gotta be a lizard. Look how different he look right here. In comparison, look how he look. He gotta be a vampire or something.
You may have
He
heard about
looks
the shocking
different in
sex
every
abuse
frame.
lawsuit being leveled at WWE boss Vince McMahon by a former employee. The scandal couldn't come at a worse time as the WWE signed a massive $5 billion deal with Netflix. So much is on the line. Everyone at the WWE has reportedly been told to not say a word.
former WWE employee Janelle Grant accuses.
Look how different he looks right there. These dudes are on massive Botox. Their surgeries are working. Or he's a vampire. He's just evolving
McMahon
at
of
this
sexual
point.
assault and trafficking. Just this week, McMahon, along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange to celebrate The Rock joining the board of WWE's new parent company, TKO.
Yeah, this dude, The Rock Johnson, whatever his name is, Dwayne Rock Johnson, he's making hella bread. He's definitely profiting off the. Yeah, it is Vince McMahon. Yep, they got him too. He's definitely profiting off the black faces in media. Along with Kevin Hart. He's bringing Kevin Hart along with him. Good for them, though.
Look, 78-year-old McMahon is almost unrecognizable with dyed black hair and a mustache, a far cry from his heyday. In the lawsuit, Janelle Grant accuses McMahon of sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of her with the wrestlers and recruiting men to have a threesome at the WWE headquarters, even during working hours, while referring to her as his porn star. To show his domination over her life,
That's the Diddy freak off, not the WW suplex freak off. Imagine the suplexes he was doing. He was got her in that RKO. Okay, this is not a funny topic, but I just couldn't help myself.
the lawsuit claims McMahon texted her, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to blank you." Last year, McMahon spoke about his legacy.
Let me just say I've made mistakes, obviously, both personally and professionally through my 50-year career. I owned up to every single one of them and then moved on.
Now, many are wondering if the sordid accusations could threaten the 10-year, $5 billion deal Netflix just signed for WWE's live streaming
Man,
rights.
get to the bag. F all these allegations you talking about. F all of that. Get to the bag. $5 billion for 10 years. Imagine how much money he's skating away with. Because I'm sure he's a shareholder. Get to the bag. All those wrestlers who broke their arms and broke their legs and broke their back, they're probably not seeing a dime from that $5 billion. But all the shareholders, though, they're getting to the bag.
Is Netflix going to dump this deal? I don't think so. But could they? Well, this is Hollywood and anything can happen. But I would not say that anyone's getting out of the ring yet.
A spokesperson for Vince McMahon says the lawsuit is riddled with falsehoods, baseless fabrications of events that never transpired, and a malicious distortion of the truth.
The parent company of WWE says they take the accusers' quote horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing the matter internally.
Yeah, right. It's like this reminds me of the cops when they be like, yeah, we're investigating this black dude getting killed. And although we do have video evidence, we are not releasing it just yet. We are investigating internally. And then they never investigate shit. This person is always not guilty, always innocent. But apparently there's a lot of stuff that happened. This video didn't cover it, but I read I was reading this, and apparently he took a poo-poo. Not the poo-poo, he took a poo-poo with no wipes on top of this girl's head. Didn't allow her to wash it off. It's a lot of messy shit. Honestly, no pun intended. Honestly, I would not hold this against anybody in Hollywood at all. I think they are all complicit in some dirty, devious stuff. And that's something I talk to my friend about all the time. People in Hollywood, or people that we see in the media, people that we see on screens, like me that you see me right now, you don't know who I am. You don't know nothing about me. You're just watching me on YouTube and you think, oh, he seemed honest. You don't know shit about me. Okay. The same thing for Dwayne The Rock Johnson, whatever, Kevin Hart, all these dudes, they're all slimy. Like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, whatever, Paulie Paulette. They're all slimy, bro. They're all going to slime you out. They're all going to violate their audience trust. 99% of them will, if the bag is big enough. Like, they will sell you scams. They will do all of that shit. That's why I personally will not invest any money on anything they have going on. I do not see them as like gods per se, right? I do not see them as trustworthy people. Like, I've supported YouTubers that I like by using their codes. It benefits me. If I want the product, I get a discount code. I've used Incogni, and I've used the Lawnmower 3.0, nigga. I use that. I use my favorite YouTubers' codes to buy those things. Like, if I actually need the product, I'll use their codes because they get a kickback and I get something that I truly enjoy. I would not invest my money in none of that. I would not believe that these dudes are like some of the straightest people, although they act like it. It's just marketing, bro. Like, the more I can get you to trust in me, the more I can make you believe everything that I say, the more you are going to do the things that I want you to do. I'm going to lead you to the path that I want you to lead. Is he guilty? I don't know, bro. But did something happen? I believe it. Look at Diddy. Look at Bill Cosby. I want the 30 pop. 30 pop. Give me a 30 pop. All of those dudes, I believe they did it. R. Kelly. I personally, but it's all alleged stuff, right? Let's just say alleged because I don't even have money to eat. I can get sued. It's alleged. But do I believe they did it? 100% I believe they did that shit. And there's more dudes out there that are not being brought to the front of the media that are doing the exact same thing in the background. Especially in the space where the people up top hold so much power, like the movie industry, the music industry, all those people, they are doing devious stuff, bro. Devious stuff. And so if you wanna get touched like a Pringle, if you're not ready or single, ready to mingle, stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. Yeah. I hope the young lady gets I guess whatever composition she's looking for. That's the other thing too. Like, although I think those dudes are complicit, I think they're doing some dirty deeds. Why aren't you going to the cops and making sure those dudes go to jail? Why you want money instead? Our society is so money focused and hungry. I get it though. We're hungry. We gotta eat. Somebody gotta feed us. But we're so hungry for the money that we don't even care about prosecuting or sending those guys to jail. We just want a bag. Shout out to all the get to the bag people out there, man. Because everybody's trying to get to a bag. Everybody's trying to get some money. Fuck prosecution. Fuck sending them to jail. Let's get to the bag. I like that. Let's stay focused on the bag. But I think at some point we got to start being like, okay, if these dudes are such, POS of human beings, or they're so like such a evil piece to society, we gotta start sending them to jail instead of just be like, oh, you gotta pay a $5 million fine when these dudes are worth hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. Like, that's like me buying a freaking can of peanuts at Walmart. It means nothing. You know what I mean? But talking about people in Hollywood, we're gonna transition nicely into Alec Baldwin. I personally have followed this because it's very interesting. It's a world that I've not, ventured into as far as movie sets and scenes. It all looks like magic to me when you watch a movie and you see all the bullets. You think it's edited or post edit that they add all these things in, all these fireworks and all these bombs. But sometimes there really be real live bombs going off and real life blank guns being shot. But anyways, let's go watch and look into this. I'll also bring my boy B Rich into this, Crystal Vision into this to talk more about this because we are both legal firearm owners and see the perspective on this. Let's go.
32 Santa Fe, one female shot in the chest.
New Mexico prosecutors have charged Alec Baldwin with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Okay.
Baldwin fatally shot cinematographer Helena Hutchins accidentally while rehearsing a scene on the set of the movie Rust in 2021, an incident the district attorney in Santa Fe believes is criminal.
Everybody stops what they're doing right now. This is a crime scene.
He pointed the gun at someone else, and she says he pulled the trigger. And with those actions, he failed to do what he was supposed to do, according to the DA.
Baldwin's lawyer said that the actor had no reason to think there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the film set. Here's a breakdown of the charges and what they mean for Baldwin.
We've done this for 2 weeks and we did it the right way every day.
Video released by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office showed Baldwin preparing for a scene with a revolver in October of 2021. According to affidavits from the Sheriff's Office, both the film's first assistant director David Halls and the armorer overseeing weapons, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, handled the gun before it was given to Baldwin for the rehearsal.
Just relax. You're all right. Just relax.
Halls gave Baldwin the gun and yelled "cold gun," indicating the firearm didn't have live rounds. An affidavit from the Sheriff's Office said Baldwin took the gun and fired it.
The biggest remaining
So apparently, I read some legal things on this. You are still the number one rule in general with firearms is you do not point the firearm at anything you do not intend to destroy. Rule number one. Of course, you do not press the trigger at anybody unless you want to actually fire and kill them and destroy them, right? So. And even on movie sets, even when they use firearms and they use blanks and so forth and so on, you are supposed to do a firearm check. Like, for example, like if I was going to handle this firearm, I'm supposed to clear it, make sure that there's nothing in it, right? Make sure I had something in there, okay? You're supposed to clear it, make sure that there is nothing in there, make sure that it's empty. You can do so by looking in here, looking in there. I sometimes stick my finger in there just to make sure that there's nothing lodged in there. Even after people on set, the professionals responsible for holding this firearm or handling it and making sure that everything is set prior, do it. You, as the actor, apparently hold the same responsibility, which I agree with to an extent, right? But the argument is, why would I hold the same responsibility when I'm paying all these professionals to check this firearm, to do all these safety checks for me, right? But 2 people apparently checked the firearm before handling it to Alec Baldwin. One is the armorer, and the other one is a assistant director or somebody in that line. And they handed it to him. They yelled "cold gun," which means that the firearm is safe to handle or sit to shoot with. And he's like, because I trust these people to have done their job, because I trust them, I am not going to, let's say, double check this firearm. I am not going to do my due diligence to check and make sure that everything is safe. So, and because of that, the state is coming back and said, hey, you failed to do your due process. You failed, and you are now going to be charged with aggravated manslaughter.
History in the shooting is, how did that live ammunition end up on the set?
Santa Fe Area District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwies said an investigation into the incident hasn't revealed how the live rounds got there, and that the question likely won't be answered.
So the district attorney has said the question of how the live ammo ended up on set actually doesn't matter to her case.
Are these the rounds here?
Regardless of what the armorer did, regardless of what the prop handlers did, regardless of whether, what the movie said itself, what culpability it had, the argument then would be, look, Mr. Baldwin has an independent culpability.
During an interview with investigators, Baldwin said he didn't know there was a live round in the gun.
I take the gun out, and
And as I take, like as it clears, as the barrel clears, I turn and cock the gun over here. I turn and cock the gun goes off. It's supposed to be a cold gun.
Baldwin's lawyer said he relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds.
Just because it's an accident doesn't mean that it's not criminal.
Prosecutors have charged Baldwin with 2 different counts of involuntary manslaughter. The district attorney said in a statement posted on January 19th that for the first charge to be proved, there must be underlying negligence.
We use the term often culpable negligence when we're talking about criminal negligence, which means that an ordinary, prudent adult of average intelligence could have foreseen the end result.
The district attorney said the second charge requires proof that
that's the other thing too. Like, they're gonna have to answer how or who brought this live ammo on set when it was supposed to be a blank. Also, I think this goes into the same thing. Like, because I own a firearm and I don't have any kids, if I did have kids and let's say my child found this firearm and they shot themselves with it or they shot someone with it, I would still be responsible. I would still go to jail because that's negligence on my end. Like leaving the firearm somewhere for somebody to find it. If I drop my firearm by accident, and this is unlikely, but let's just say it went off and it went through the wall and it hit the neighbor's kid and they passed away, or they even got hit in general, I am going to jail for that. So I think him not knowing is, it's so hard for me to say. I think it's clear, like him not knowing doesn't absolve him from being charged, because just because you don't know the law and you break the law doesn't mean you're not gonna be charged for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't know it was illegal to slap a grandma, you slap a grandma. Are you innocent because you didn't know the law exists? The law exists for a reason, even if you know it or not. You know what I mean? Like it's very tough. It's very tough. I think he definitely should be charged. I think the people who handled the firearm prior to him should also be charged, not just him because he pulled the trigger. Those people also have, I guess, responsibilities that they all fail to do.
There was more than simple negligence involved in a death, and that the charge includes a firearm enhancement or added mandatory penalty because a firearm was involved.
A defendant cannot be found guilty of both, and of course, the defendant can be found not guilty of either, and it's the district attorney who has to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. I suspect the reason why there are 2 charges is it makes it more likely that they can meet their burden of proof in their own mind, that they can meet their burden of proof in one of the 2.
According to the district attorney, the first charge is punishable by up to 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine, while the firearm enhancement makes the crime punishable by a mandatory 5 years in jail.
Are they okay?
Armor Gutierrez-Reed was also charged with involuntary manslaughter in the incident. Her lawyer said that the court filing showed that the district attorney misunderstood the facts and reached the wrong conclusions. First Assistant Director Halls has agreed to plead no contest to the petty misdemeanor charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon, according to his attorney.
Every person that handles a gun has a duty to make sure that if they're going to handle that gun,
That's right.
point it at someone and pull the trigger, that it is
I
not
agree.
going to fire a projectile and kill someone.
Baldwin has repeatedly denied pulling the gun's trigger, but has acknowledged pulling back the gun's hammer and letting it go.
So you never pulled the trigger? No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
The trigger had to have been pulled in order for that gun to go off. The trigger was pulled.
Yeah.
The district attorney.
That's cap. If you know anything about like even like a single action or double action firearm, you're gonna have to pull that trigger, my boy. F that, you just cock it. Nah. I'm not buying that.
Said she is basing her assessment on an FBI analysis of the gun that concluded it could not be made to fire without a pull of the trigger.
She says this is a key piece of evidence to her case to support the charge of involuntary manslaughter.
That's what the prosecutor will be arguing, that you wouldn't depress the trigger unless you were absolutely sure that the gun was unloaded or unsafe. And so if the trigger required a finger pull, some force on it, that should have been one of those fail-safe steps that was met, but was not met.
Can you guys step right over here?
Now that charges have been filed, prosecutors will present their case before a judge, who will rule whether there is probable cause to move forward.
As we know from the attorneys that...
I think the number one question I would have as well is whether or not they have beef. If they had beef, then that's a bigger question. Like, if they had prior issues, then it's going to be wild. Hey, yo, be rich. Be rich now, today, not tomorrow. Yo, Rich. Let's see.
Damn, just shot a pussy nigga. Now I look like Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Anthem based on.
Yo,
that's crazy.
It's wild. Like I think the first time around I saw the story, and that's before they brought the second charges. I'm like, he probably gonna skate because he got all this money, all these lawyers, like, and he's so famous. He's probably gonna skate. But the fact that they brought back those charges back on him, it's very interesting. What are your thoughts? Do you think he should get jail time for this, or you think he should skate?
Yeah, bro. I mean, think what one of the ladies in there was saying was kind of true. You know what I'm saying? Like, just cause, or somebody, I don't know if it was a lady or you or something I heard. It was like, just cause you didn't know or whatever doesn't mean that you're not responsible. At the end of the day, you did it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you
right.
And then what makes it look bad too is he lying. He talking about something. I didn't pull the trigger. Come on, bro.
Facts.
What are you talking?
That's facts. We all know you have to pull that trigger, my boy. We all know this.
That's how it works. that's
right.
what a gun is. That's what it does. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? The line is kind of crazy. And so yeah, it's a little unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, jail time. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, you know what I'm saying? Hit him with a fine. Then that's kind of crazy too. The girl is dead. The lady is dead.
Dead. She ain't coming back.
Oh wow, yeah, man. That's tough.
I think a fine is disrespectful, bro. I think a fine is disrespectful. Not only to her family, to the poor people. Like poor people like me, it's disrespectful. If I did some shit like that, I'm not getting a fine. You crazy as hell. I'm not getting no fine. I'm getting jail time.
That's facts. Yeah, you gotta throw him in, bro. You gotta throw him. You gotta throw him and the two.
All three.
The two that blah. Yeah, the three that was supposed to check it or whatever. They all gotta go, bro. They all gotta go. Just to set the example. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that and imagine one nigga get away with it now. Okay, it just happened again. Maybe not him, but somebody else on a set doing this, doing that. Oh, sorry, accident or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, you can't let these things slide. Just to set the example, bro.
Yeah, and I think this is not even the first time. What's his face? I think Jet Li's son died from the same thing.
Not gonna lie, that's crazy work, bro.
From live ammo. Yeah, bro. I think that was the news. I don't remember.
Yeah, I see
family of Jet Li man
while filming The Crow in 1993, Brandon Lee died from a wound on set caused by a firearm malfunction.
You see, there you go. Yeah, I remember some story like that. Like, it's not the first time. Like, for Alec Baldwin to skate just because he's, let's say, just because he's famous or super popular, it would be wrong. Like, all these people got to be charged so that it doesn't occur again. So people don't keep doing it. Because if you don't hold the first person accountable, everybody's gonna be like, okay, it's cool. That's just negligible behavior and shit like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's tough. It's a really, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? I want to believe that he didn't know that it was XYZ, but at the end of the day, man, you gotta check, bro. It don't matter. It literally doesn't matter. We're taught that over and over and over again. If you have a firearm, you're taught that over and over. Always check. And so definitely negligence on his part, regardless if we're making a movie or not, bro.
I agree, bro. I agree. Top tier shit. Talking about top tier shit. Streaming services, bro. I think we already talked about this. We had a conversation about this. And how much I despise streaming services. I even did a whole video on it. But it's even worse now because Hulu and Disney Plus, I think of Netflix as like the Apple of things, of streaming services. Like the moment Apple makes a move, the rest of the companies are going to follow. Because Apple's like the leader. And Netflix, the moment Netflix make a move, I think the rest of the streaming services are going to follow. And sure enough, Hulu and Netflix are doing the same thing. They are like, now the Hulu and Disney Plus, they're doing the password crackdown that Netflix did. As in, you cannot share your passwords.
Somebody help, bro.
I know. I don't know. I think the only way we stop this is people start unsubscribing. But you know what happened? Everybody was in arm race with like, no, we're not going to go for this. We're going to unsubscribe to Netflix. But it was all a threat. Nobody followed through with it. Nobody did it. like they gained more subscribers
Yeah.
because all these people who were sharing passwords eventually resubscribed. So they didn't follow through.
Yeah, that's tough. I feel like there's no, in reality, this is one of those things that because of the masses, we're going to have to get hit, bro. We're going to have to eat it up. I mean, you know, for the people that pay, you know what I'm saying? Some of us be on the sites, my boy. Some of us be finding a way, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But for the people that pay, bro, they getting smacked, bro, because like you said, I don't think that people have like the willpower to actually say, nah, I'm not and here's the bad part is that because we have Disney, Hulu, this, that, blah, 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 that was actually the perfect time and the perfect opportunity to show Netflix, yo, we're dead serious. I'm not renewing my shit. I'm going to Disney, right? And so now Netflix would have been scared. I agree with what you're saying. They're like the Apple. Netflix would have been scared. Oh, snap. We really lost X amount for this much time. Oh, damn. And now those other companies would not play around with this type of thing. But now the niggas came back. And now everybody going to do the same thing.
That's exactly what happened,
they're
bro.
laughing at us.
That's exactly what happened. Like the Hulus and Disney Plus, they're not dumb. They see how much revenue like the Netflix gained from removing the password sharing. I don't know what the number is. What number of subscribers did? I don't know how much they gained from it. But I know the number is significant. 6 million. They gained an extra 6 million subscribers just by removing the password like sharing thing. Like, what do you think Hulu and Netflix is looking at and being like, okay, that's money. That's more money in our pocket.
Nah, that's crazy. That's the official number, 6 million?
238 million globally. That's a big number, bro. Bro,
yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. So sometimes the revolution, the time passes, and we missed it. We missed that one, bro. We can't go back. It's too late. We missed that. Niggas just either that or we're just not streaming. And again, we see how weak most people are. They're gonna stream their shows or whatever, and it is what it is, man.
People gotta start watching more YouTube, bro. Gotta start watching more streamers. Make sure you subscribe down below. Something.
Hey, man, hit that like, hit that follow, hit the subscribe, all of that, man.
Something, bro. Cause ain't no way, bro. Like I was just talking to my girl about the same thing. I'm like, you gotta unsubscribe all these things, cause you're part of the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like we were watching Prime. They offered me the 30-day free trial. You know I ain't paying for shit. They offered me the 30-day free trial. I'm like, sure, why not? It's free, right? And today I was watching a movie, which I already know that thing existed. They're like, oh, you got to pay extra $2.99 for you to enjoy ad-free experience. Huh?
Wow.
Bruh, you got to pay extra $2.99
with the layers
ad-free.
With the layers in the free trial is crazy.
Bro, and that means you're paying for Prime, which I think is like a $119 something dollar. I don't even know how much Prime is anymore. $14.99 a month or $139 a year. Plus you got to pay $2.99 a month for the free ad tier. Like, come on, bro. That's too much, bro. That's like and not. Plus you have all these people have all these other subscriptions. They have the Netflix. They have Hulu's. They have. Like my girl literally has Netflix. She has Hulu. She has HBO. She has HBO Max. Did I say Hulu already? And she has that other goofy Paramount Plus. Like, you know how much
my gosh, what?
Bro, ridiculousness.
I'm just not Paramount Plus. I'm just not watching it. I just won't ever
watches
see
that
it again,
crap.
bro.
They're giving it away for free, and I still never subscribed.
Whoa, what?
It's crazy.
And I still didn't, bro. That's crazy. Nah, whatever they have on there, bro, I'm just missing it, bro. Sorry, I'm just gonna miss it. There's no way I'm gonna subscribe for the 2 little shows or whatever, little Rugrats or whatever is on there.
You know what I'm saying? To watch Ninja Turtle, whatever. Like, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter if a new show came out and it's super fire. If I really want to watch that show, and because you know what's happening now? Netflix removed the 30-day free trial. You cannot do that anymore. You cannot do a Netflix 30-day free trial.
That's smart in a way for them. It's like they know. Like, you know who we are. You know what we have. You know what we do.
They know the numbers. They know the numbers. Right. They know how many people will cancel their subscription before the 30 days over. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, but more subscription services are going to do that. But like, if I really want to see a show, I'll subscribe for the 30 days and cancel. Not even 30 days. I'll unsubscribe right after.
Right.
And request a refund. My card got scammed. I'm sorry.
I don't know what
seriously,
happened.
bro.
I have no idea.
I refuse to pay for subscription services. Refuse.
I feel that.
Because that shit is dumb at this point, bro. Dumb. Like, it's crazy.
Every little thing they tax and tax and tax. I was gonna say too, like, we see the power of certain things, of how we, can sway. I don't know. I've heard this. I don't know. I haven't seen an article myself, but maybe you can confirm or whatever. But I hear that McDonald's is taking a big hit right now, because of the whole political thing. And so, obviously, I'm not trying to say which side or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, a group of people, McDonald's and Starbucks. I heard that too. Both of them getting crazy hits like they never seen, because of their allegiances or whatever. And you know what I'm saying?
Go broke thing.
Yeah, bro. Like it's with the whole Palestine stuff, Palestine versus Israel or whatever.
Oh,
and so they support. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Maybe you could check that one time. But again, I haven't. I think Starbucks. I've seen it. I've seen a few. You know what I'm saying? People actually, tweeting and workers and stuff like that talking about that as well. But McDonald's, I can't confirm necessarily. But the whole purpose, what I'm trying to say is that, in certain areas we can see how, okay, if we're dead serious about something, we as a people, as a congregation of just regular everyday people, and we're able to actually control ourselves and not go and buy a $5 XYZ every single day. You know what I'm saying? Go to the next whatever. Go to the next store, the next. We can actually make a difference in, what these people are promoting, what they talk about, what they stand for, whatever the case may be. And so, yeah, man, something like that, again, we see it's possible, but niggas ain't putting in the work for it.
It is, but I think it's like super extreme. But I don't think it's very possible. If more people start complaining about it, it will have an effect, right? If more people be like, man, we're tired of this bullshit. We're tired of paying for these many subscriptions, and we can't even share with our freaking family and shit like that. But dang, I didn't know nothing about this. So allegedly, that Starbucks may have lost $12 billion from boycotting due to its support for Israel.
Yeah.
Damn,
crazy.
Snopes examined evidence behind. That is ridiculous. So Starbucks has lost $12 billion from boycotts worldwide due to its support for Israel. Damn, that's gonna be hard to attribute it just to that point. First, yes, there was some truth to the Post claim about Starbucks losing $12 billion. The $12 billion loss occurred in a recent slump in the company's stock market value. We also concluded that there was a lack of substantial evidence that would be able to definitely confirm whether or not the boycott organized on social media had caused the stock slump. Further, while we have yet to locate any evidence that would indicate Starbucks, the company, had announced its specific support for Israel, we did find some information that claimed its former chairman and CEO, Howard, who was listed on the company's website as chairman and no longer sat on its board of directors, had purposely communicated with and assisted a Jewish group that later published an article with the listed and unionized store. The article also repeatedly claimed that all the thousands of employees associated with the unionized stores supported Hamas.
Or Hamas is crazy, bro. That's yeah. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Not even Palestine. Hamas, nigga.
Not even Palestine. Hamas. Okay, sure. That's what niggas
God
is going
damn.
towards. Damn, but yeah, man. You know, like I said, you know, I don't want to get too much into that area, but I'm just saying, you know, again, and again, you know, I don't want to compare, you know what I'm saying, something so drastic as this to just, oh, I'm getting charged $5 extra a month or whatever. But again, what are you standing on? What are your principles? What's actually going to move you? Because okay, it's $5 today, but tomorrow is a new day. Next year is a new year. Next 10 years, if you keep putting up with that, people don't realize the boiling of the pot and we're the frogs. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that until stuff like whatever, you know what I'm saying, until a war happens, until there's actually a big conflict. And now, okay, let's move now, y'all boys. We should have been moved, man. We should be moving right now against all of these, you know what I'm saying, little microtransactions, bro.
That's facts. I agree with you. I think the longer people wait, the harder it is to bring it back, because more people are gonna get used to it. It's kind of like the more they put it on your face, the more you're like, oh, cool, whatever. Just like Facebook. The more you realize, oh man, they're already stealing my data. So what? They already stole everything that I own. So what? They already know who I am. So what? The more you get into that, the less likely you are to fight against things like that, which is crazy to me, because I never understand that concept.
Yeah,
but
you gotta also understand that it's all mapped out like that, man. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to roll it out. They understand people, you know what I'm saying, and how they working, whether it be through talking, whether it be through surveys, whether it be through whatever, bro. It's all underneath one umbrella, bro. They know what they're doing, bro.
Yeah. All right, big dog. Your mic is a little static. I'm gonna hit you back.
Oh, I bet.
I bet. Yeah. Damn. Thanks for putting me up on this. I didn't know. That is interesting news, though. I don't know. It is. I guess you could possibly say it's a stretch to compare it to it. But these companies only understand you and I, as in the people, when it hurts their pockets. And I keep saying the people. These people who run those companies, they are freaking people. So we need to start humanizing them, so they can understand, like, hey, you once used to be a person who used to see these companies like, wow, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to us now? Like, it's these companies, like I said, people hide behind companies all the freaking time. Just like the people hide behind the government all the freaking time. Like for example, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. Now we're about to get into privacy and things like that, which is something I care a lot about. The government hides its hand all the freaking time. Just like these CEOs hide their hands all the freaking time. Like, it's the company. But who runs the companies? The company is not like this entity that runs itself. It's run by people, by human beings, okay? People be like, oh, it's the government. But who runs the government? The government is not this entity that runs itself. There are people who sit in the government that runs it. And I was watching this quote unquote child safety hearing. I watched snippets of it, not the whole thing. Nobody got time to watch this. These old geriatric fucks talk about nonsense that they don't even understand. Okay, nobody. That's another thing I want to rant about. They need to get rid of all these old people dying, literally dying in front of our eyes, out of Congress, out of politics in general. If I have to retire at 70, why are you 80, 90 years old and still making laws? You were racist back then. You literally almost had slaves. Why are you still, in Congress 89 years today? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you were literally in 1900, your dad, not even your granddad, your dad had slaves, nigga, and you still like in Congress making rules today. But anyways, these people, they're going to grill Mark Zuckerberg. They're going to grill all these other CEOs, but they're not taking any accountability as to why they're not moving. The government is always slow anyways, always slow. But why are they not doing anything in general? They literally have the power to tell Mark Zuckerberg and his company how to act and what data they can collect and what is just like the European Union is doing. The EU, they move quick. We have USB-C as a standard today because the EU made that a thing. Apple is coming out with the right to repair, right? Because the EU is making that a thing. Like, why can't we change the freaking battery in our phone? Why is it like a freaking 10,000 step process for us to just remove the battery? That's because of the EU. Now they have to comply with the laws in the EU. But the US, we ain't doing shit. And the government is hiding its hand like it's all the businesses' fault. And you know why? It's because these same politicians questioning him, Mark Zuckerberg is the one paying all of them. Paying them some kind of portion. And I think that's one thing also that they need to remove from politics. Like, enough of these politicians getting money from these big businesses. How the fuck you get paid $200,000 a year and you worth $100 million, Pelosi? That makes no freaking sense. You know what I mean? Like, mathematically, it just makes no fucking sense to me. But I guess they're not doing anything illegal. It's not illegal unless you get caught. Let's listen to some of this horse shit.
Mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands.
You're a billionaire. Will you commit to compensating the victims? Will you set up a compensation fund
Senator,
with your money?
I think these are
with your money.
Senator, these are complicated.
Yes, no, that's not a complicated question. No, that's a yes or no. Will you set up a victims compensation fund with your money, the money you made on these families sitting behind you? Yes or no?
You have a product. You have a product that's killing people.
This is all like a big show for those senators.
Let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims?
It's all a big show. It's all a big, like, showmanship for them to get reelected. Oh, he was questioning him hard. He must stand for this. But in the back doors, they're doing the fucking opposite. Like, I do not trust these people just like I don't trust these YouTubers selling me crap. Like, I don't trust these influencers selling me crap. It's all the same. It's all the same crap, okay?
Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
Now, I agree that him apologizing is not worth anything. To me, it wouldn't. If my child died because of some shit that occurred, I would take responsibility as a parent as well. Like, there's a lack of accountability on the parents' end. Like, today, I know I'm a newer generation, right? But I also understand, like, parenting. Like, you cannot just hand your kid a freaking iPad and tell them, okay, go watch this iPad. And they download all these weird apps and they download all these they go to all these websites and they're getting tracked and they're interacting with all these weirdos on the internet. And you just blame it on Facebook. Why are you a parent? I think people like the idea of being a parent so much, but they don't understand the responsibilities of being a parent. Stop having kids. You're not a responsible parent. You're not ready to be a parent. Like, when are we gonna be real about this? I know it's not the soft, oh my God, Facebook, it's Facebook's fault that we want to hear. But when are you gonna take the iPad away from the kids? When are you gonna start monitoring the kids, the thing that they do online? When is that gonna become a thing? When are we gonna hold those parents accountable? When are we gonna hold the actual people questioning Mark Zuckerberg accountable? Is Mark Zuckerberg accountable? 100%. I'm not giving him any slack. But the government is also responsible because they failed to regulate or push any laws to regulate the social media platforms. The parents failed their kids by not monitoring the stuff that they're doing on their tablets or their phones. But everybody want to put the blame on the CEOs because, obviously they're the face of the companies.
And this is why we invested so much and are going to continue doing industry-leading efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
Why, Mr. Zuckerberg, why should your company not be sued for this? Why is it that you can claim, you hide behind a liability shield, you can't be held accountable? Shouldn't you be held accountable personally? Will you take personal responsibility?
Senator, I think I've already answered this. I mean,
Well, try this again. Will you take personal responsibility?
Senator, I view my job and the job of our company as building the best tools that we can to keep our...
And that's the biggest problem in the US. Everybody's after a bag. Like, yes, sue him. Everybody in the US, you can sue anybody. You can actually sue me just for saying a statement that you don't like. Go ahead, do that. Sue him. But when are we going to hold the politicians accountable? Nobody's questioning the politicians. In my head, they are the most they're supposed to be held to the highest standards because they are making our laws. They're supposed to understand what is going on with a Facebook, a Meta, what is going on with an X. They're literally hired to make laws and rules to regulate those people. But now they're just throwing rocks and hiding their hands because they can throw all the fucking blame on Mark Zuckerberg and run away.
Community safe.
Well, you're failing at that.
Well, Senator, we're doing an industry-leading effort. We build AI tools
nonsense. Your product is killing people. Will you personally commit to compensating the victims? You're a billionaire. Will you commit to compensating the victims? Will you set up a compensation fund
Senator,
with your money?
I think these are
with your money.
Senator, these are complicated
Yes, no, that's not a complicated question. No, that's a yes or no. Will you set up a victims compensation fund with your money, the money you made on these families sitting behind you? Yes or no?
Senator, I don't think that's my job. Is to
Sounds like a no.
Good tools. My
Sounds
job
like a
is to
no.
make sure that
your job is to be responsible for what your company has done. You've made billions of dollars on the people sitting behind them. Are you here? You've done nothing.
And I know he's going hard because he has to go hard for his re-election. But Mr. Hawley, I would ask you, if you're in the hot seat, what have you done to help those families as far as laws? What have you proposed to regulate a Meta? What has your whatever, I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat, what has your group done to regulate those companies? And the answer will most likely be nothing. Okay? Nothing. They're not doing jack shit to hold these companies accountable. But now because, Mark Zuckerberg is super rich and everybody can chase a bag, shout out to all the people out here getting to the bag. Anyways, why aren't they doing anything about regulating them, but instead just blaming the companies themselves?
Nothing to help them. You've done nothing to compensate them. You've done nothing to put it right. You could do so here today, and you should. You should, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product. You have a product that's killing people. When we had cigarettes killing people, we did something about it, maybe not enough. You're going to talk about guns, we have the ATF. Nothing here. There's not a damn thing anybody can do about it. You can't be sued. Now, Senator Blumenthal and Blackburn, who've been like the dynamic duo here, have found emails from your company where they warned you about this stuff, and you decided not to hire 45 people that could do a better job of policing this. So the bottom line is you can't be sued. You should be. And these emails would be great for punitive damages. With the courtrooms closed, every American abused by all the companies in front of me. Of all the people in America we could give blanket liability protection to, this would be the last group I would pick. It is now time to repeal Section 230.
When a Boeing plane lost a door.
At the end of the day, it all goes back to the money. Oh, let's sue them. That's the easiest answer. Yeah, because they have this corporate veil and they can be sued. Let's remove that because that's the problem. The victims getting money is the real problem. Not actually stopping. The government never solves anything. They just it's like having a dam with a crack in it. It's like having a dam with a leak and they just plaster it with a freaking sticky note. I'm like, all right, that should fix it. It's a freaking dam. There's water that's literally about to flood the whole town. But instead they put a sticky note on it, like, okay, that will fix the problem. And that's how the government functions for a lot of issues. Like them removing the companies being able to get sued is not a solution to them violating privacy laws or not restricting kids or collecting kids' information. Like that doesn't solve anything. But what do I know?
Mid-flight several weeks ago, nobody questioned the decision to ground a fleet of over 700 planes. So why aren't we taking the same type of decisive action on the danger of these platforms when we know these kids are dying? We have bills that have passed through this incredibly diverse committee when it comes to our political views that have passed through this committee, and they should go to the floor.
Mr. Zuckerberg, yes, there are a lot that is slipping through. It appears that you're trying to be the premier sex trafficking
course
site
not, Senator.
in this
Senator,
country.
that's ridiculous.
No, it
Senator,
is not ridiculous. You want to turn around and tell these people that.
On our platforms,
why don't you take it down?
We do take
we
it down.
are here discussing.
We
We
do more
need
work to
you
take it
all
down
to
than-
work
than-
with
than-
us. No, you're not. You are not. And the problem is we've been working on this. Senator Welch is over there. We've been working on this stuff for a decade. You have an army of lawyers and lobbyists that have fought us on this every step of the way. You work with NetChoice, the Cato Institute, Taxpayers Protection Alliance, and Chamber of Progress to actually fight.
That's exactly what I was just saying. I didn't even watch this video prior. That's exactly what I was saying. These freaking stale-faced politicians, these old geriatric fucks are also responsible, okay? They are collecting money from Meta. They are collecting money from Mark Zuckerberg, from Snapchat. They are all getting rich off the same shit that they're debating right in front of us. That's why they cannot pass any laws, because 1, 5, 6, or 10 of them are getting money from Meta. They are stopping the votes from regulating them. Even if 1 or 2 of them has good intentions on passing laws, they simply cannot because of the ones that are getting money from Meta. The shit just it keeps going.
Right. Our bipartisan legislation to keep kids safe online. So are you going to stop funding these groups? Are you going to stop lobbying against this? And
are you going to stop collecting money from those groups?
Senator, we have a...
Yes or no?
Of course we'll work with you on the legislation.
Okay, the door is open. We've got all these bills. You need to come to the table. Each and every one of you need to come to the table. And you need to work with us. Kids are dying.
Let me point to this, Mr. Chu. There was a report recently that compared hashtags on Instagram to hashtags on TikTok, and what trended. And the differences were striking. So, for something like hashtag Taylor Swift or hashtag Trump, researchers found roughly 2 Instagram posts for every 1 on TikTok. That's not a dramatic difference. That difference jumps to 8 to 1 for the hashtag Uyghur. And it jumps to 30 to 1 for the hashtag Tibet. And it jumps to 57 to 1 to the hashtag Tiananmen Square. And it jumps to 174 to 1 for the hashtag Hong Kong protest. Why is it that on Instagram, people can put up a hashtag Hong Kong protest 174 times compared to TikTok? What censorship is TikTok doing at the request of the Chinese government?
Yeah, let me answer that to you. They are owned by the Chinese government. What the fuck? You don't have to be a genius to answer that question. We already know that, and we're doing nothing about it. We know that. I think when Trump gets back in office, which I think Trump is going to win, that's going to be the first thing. Well, not first thing. One of the things that's going to be back in question, because he was trying to do the same thing back when he was in office. A lot of universities, a lot of businesses have blocked TikTok because the app had what they call a keylogger. A keylogger is they literally record every single thing that you type from your username to your password and stored that information on a server somewhere. Like if you own a big business and you are logging in and blah, 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 they are literally storing information from your browser, not just the app, from your browser in general. So like if you're logging into your bank and you have TikTok logged in also, they are likely recording that information. So a lot of businesses and universities have blocked this. The government has blocked it because of that. Like that information is getting back to China, allegedly.
Senator, that analysis is flawed. The analysis is flawed. It's been debunked by other external sources like the Cato Institute. Fundamentally, a few things happen here. Not all videos carry hashtags. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you cannot selectively choose a few words within a certain time
Why the difference between Taylor Swift and Tiananmen Square? What happened at Tiananmen Square?
Senator, there was a massive protest during that time. But what I'm trying to say is our users can freely come and post this
Why would there be no difference on Taylor Swift or a minimal difference and a massive difference on Tiananmen Square or Hong Kong?
Senator, could you wrap up, please?
Senator, our algorithm does not suppress any content simply based on it.
Answer that question. Why is there a difference?
Like I said, I think this analysis is flawed. You're selectively choosing some words over some periods. We haven't been around this long as other apps.
There is an obvious difference. 174 to 1 for Hong Kong compared to Taylor Swift is dramatic.
Mr. Spiegel, there are a number of parents whose children have been able to access illegal drugs on your platform. What do you say to those parents?
Senator, we are devastated that we cannot...
To the parents. What do you say to those parents, Mr. Spiegel?
I'm so sorry that we have not been able to prevent these tragedies.
Everyone knows that kids who spend a lot of time, too much time on your platforms are at risk. And it's not just the mental health issues. I mean, let me ask you a question. Is your platform safe for kids?
I believe it is, but there's a difference between correlation and causation.
Because we're not going to be able to get anywhere. We want to work in a productive, open, honest, and collaborative way with the private sector to pass legislation that will protect Americans, that will protect American children above all, and that will allow businesses to thrive in this country. If we don't start with an open, honest, candid, realistic assessment of the issues, we can't do that.
Who will support the Kids Online Safety Act? Yes or no, Mr. Ciprin?
There are parts of the act that we think are great.
No, it's a yes or no question. I'm going
to. You know why they can say yes or no? Because that gets tied back to the value of their stocks. That gets tied back to how much information they can collect on kids and selling them ads. I read a study that the Gen Alphas, they own the most amount of iPads from any other generation. And marketers are already studying how they can profit off of Gen Alpha, those iPad kids, how they can profit on them, as they get older, because they already know what they like. They like Skippity Toilet. Okay, we got that. Let's start producing products around Skippity Toilet. They like Hey Ryan. Oh, okay, let's make toys with Hey Ryan. Everything not even just in America, everything about the world is money, okay? If we understand the statistics and we can collect data on kids, what they like, what they're doing, how often are they on their tablet, what do they watch, where do they visit, all these companies are doing it, okay? And it's not like, I mean, I guess not everyone knows this unless you're in the cyber world and you keep up with all these information. All these companies do the same thing. Google is doing the same thing. They all hold this information, and they're all studying it. Okay, it's not just those companies.
You're running out of time, so I'm assuming the answer is no. If you can't answer yes,
We very much think that the national privacy
That's a
standard
no.
would be great.
Mr. Siegel.
Senator, we strongly support the Kids Online Safety Act, and we've already implemented many of its core provisions.
Thank you. I welcome that support, along with Microsoft's support. Mr. Chu.
Senator, with some changes, we can support it.
No, in its present form, do you support it? Yes or no?
We are aware that some groups have raised some concerns. It's important to understand.
I'll take that as a no. Ms. Yaccarino.
Senator, we support COSA and will continue to make sure that it accelerates and make sure it
CEO
continues
of X
to offer
or
community
Twitter.
routines that are seeking that voice.
Mr. Zuckerberg.
Senator, we support the age-appropriate content standards, but would have some
Yes or
suggestions
no,
on how to
Mr.
implement it.
Zuckerberg? Do you support the Kids Online Safety Act?
Senator,
It's a
I think
measure
these are
that is
nuanced
public,
things.
and I'm just asking whether you'll support it or not.
These are nuanced things. I think that the basic spirit is right. I think the basic ideas in it are right. That we can to
The
keep our
freaking Meta you gotta remember, Meta makes money.
You're on national television.
They make money off of ads. They make money off getting information from. It doesn't matter if they're 1 year old, 2 years old, or 5 years old. Okay, God damn it, we got money to be made. We have money to be made, and we're gonna make money. Okay, they don't care. They don't care. They simply do not care. Like, let me. Sometimes it's hard to get people to feel how those CEOs feel. Imagine this was your company and you were the CEO, like, and every quarter you gotta keep making more and more money. Would you care about somebody else's kids? Would you care if you're collecting a little data about them? Because the world is full of greedy bastards, okay? You might not think you are greedy, but if I put you in that position, I bet you will feel the same way Mark Zuckerberg feels. Because it's so nice to say, oh, I wouldn't do this because you're not in the position. Because that's the one thing I hate when people do. They be like, no, that wouldn't be me. That would never be me, because you're not in a position to make those kind of decisions. Like, is it the right thing? Hell no. He should do the right thing, the human thing. But money got to be made, and he's going to make some goddamn money, goddammit. Dang. But that's some crazy shit, bro. Rich. Some crazy stuff.
Yo.
Bro, I got to ask you, because sometimes I feel like I'm a little biased because I'm so computer and privacy focused. Like, I feel like I harp a little hard on like privacy and people controlling their access online. How do you feel about kids' information getting collected and studied so they can sell to them?
It's kind of crazy, in general. But my question would be, I might not have picked it up, you might have hit this, but how do they know that it's, how do I phrase this question? How is it kids having their privacy collected rather than just people in general?
From a lot of ways, bro. Like, so there's a lot of those apps, they can scan your face. So if those kids are posting or anything like that, or the type of content that they're viewing, they can make algorithmic decisions on like, okay, that has to be a kid. Like, who the hell is sitting down and watching Skibidi Toilet? And especially if they're watching that from an iPad, like, you got to start making, like, that's why data scientists make so much money.
Okay.
Like, okay, this data is coming from, let's say from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock from a tablet. They're watching Skibidi Toilet because those kids got to be in school from this time to this time. And this time from this time, that's when they have the time and leisure to watch their tablet. Like, all this data, it's very easy to make just
the judgment on it.
Right, to see who it's coming from.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think in general, yeah, okay. What are the laws kind of surrounding just privacy in general? Like,
exactly,
how much can they collect versus not?
Exactly. It's a twofold issue. One, it's parenting. People are not parenting anymore, bruh. People are just owning kids like it's owning a diamond chain, like just to show it off. Like, oh, look, I have a diamond chain or a kid. Like, okay, cool. Like they're not parenting those kids. They're just like as soon as they get out the womb, they hand them a freaking iPad and be like, all right, you're set, my boy. Like you're set, my boy. It's threefold. The second or the middle layer that I see as the problem is the actual companies. They're doing mischievous shit that they're not supposed to be doing. They're collecting data on kids. And then the last layer is the government. The people with the most responsibility in all of this, at least to me, is the government, because they have the power to impose rules on all those companies. Fuck a fine. I don't care about a fine. Facebook is worth billions of dollars. I think it's like damn near $1 trillion company. Meta market cap.
Yeah, it might be trillion, to be honest.
It's not yet. 474.99 billion.
Okay.
What's a $500 million fine to them?
Come on now.
Even $100 million fine. Like, okay, cool. Let's set up a payment plan. We'll pay you back. While and they're still collecting data on kids. Imagine how much money they made off that money.
Yeah. Already, yeah. Now, definitely, I agree 100%. Definitely we're in a crazy era of parenting. Just literally handing your kids iPads. I couldn't imagine, bro. Like, it's really nuts not paying attention. But I also think on the flip side of that, kind of speaking on government, I think that it's been created that way. I think what you were saying, there's truth to it. The fact that some of these politicians are being paid by Meta to sway certain things in the higher ups, right? And it's all a big cycle. And so for me, the cycle that I see is that, okay, let's overwork these parents so that they have no time for their kids, right? They have to spend all day at work or else they can't provide for their household, right? And then, obviously technology is coming up, blah, 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 blah. So now the parents are at work, the technology is nice, and put these things in front of these kids. And yeah, it's just a big cycle. So in order to blame anybody, everybody's at fault. Every single aspect of it is at fault. And it's like a catch 22. It's a catch 23. You know what I'm saying? Like 33.
Bro,
35,
even the parents are iPad kids, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes feel like this week or last week that passed, I was like, I'm gonna do a be aware test of how much I am addicted to my phone.
Right.
And it's ridiculous, bro. Like we're sick. Like I'm sick. Like we always gotta be like, oh, I didn't get no notification yet. Oh, okay, cool. Damn, who texted?
Waiting.
Like, oh my God, who uploaded a video today? Like, oh my God, let me check my email. Like, it's so ill. Like, forgetting your phone behind sometimes feel like, oh my, it's like you're forgetting your heart or something, bro. It's like ridiculous. we're all sick of our phones. Like, and I think that goes back into it as well. Like, the parents are on one side watching the tablet, the kids are on one side watching the tablet, and Meta is just collecting the data. Symbiosis. I guess.
Bro. I definitely feel like I said, it's set up. It's all set up to be that way, bro. And so it's even hard to just point the finger at anybody else. You just got to worry about yourself and your own, household. You got to be a better parent at the end of the day. I feel like, again, the power is in the people. The governments, they're going to do what they need to do to profit, to make the money, to blah, 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 blah. The power is in our hands. And so, again, I know it's hard, you got to go to work, blah, 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 but you got to figure out something. You got to figure out some way to not have your kid on the tablet all day. Bro.
All day. Next year, though. We'll figure it out sometime next year.
But sometime, man. Next millennium, nigga.
Bet.
Yeah.
Now that we got into privacy, we're going to keep going down the privacy route. That's one thing. Like I keep blabbering about privacy. That's because it matters. Like the more people we can get, the more we can hammer the message, just like those that they are hammering and stealing your data. The more we can tell people, hey, they're stealing your data. Here's what you can do about it. Stop them from stealing your data. The more we are aware, like the more people are aware, like just spread the message in general. Like your TV doesn't, like, I made a video about, like, does everything need to be connected to the internet? Does everything need to be SaaS? Does everything needs a freaking Wi-Fi connection? Like, it was about a firearm. Like, the gun is smart. It's a smart gun. Like, everything needs a freaking internet connection. Like, now I get it. Your TV being connected to the internet is hella convenient. 100%. Like, I love some of the features of that, because you can connect it straight to YouTube, and you can display this beautiful background that you're seeing. It's live streaming straight from YouTube. Okay. Nice. I like that. But some of those things that you are giving away with that is this TV is collecting information for you to use this TV. Like, one of the first things that you have to do is connect it to your Wi-Fi. Why do you think that is? You think that's by accident? And for you to even skip that step, it's like you have to go through a freaking rabbit hole for you to not connect it to the Wi-Fi, for you not to connect to your internet. And if you don't have the know-how and knowledge on how to segment or separate your network or your internet, let's just say that, or every single information, every single search, sometimes you'd be like, how the fuck they know I was searching for this? Your TV is literally watching your traffic. Your freaking Alexa, which I unfortunately have, is watching your traffic, because I like to turn on my lights fancy way. I'm part of the problem too. But at least I try to segment it. I try to remove it from my everyday traffic, from my phone, from my computer. But everybody has that option. But your TV doesn't need to be connected to the internet. And I agree with this. Then that's the only reason I'm covering it. Like, some of the information that they're collecting on you is ridiculous. Let's just read some of this. Okay. Privacy invasions and ad bombardment give some idea of where the smart TV marketing is going. But worse yet, cybersecurity experts are worried that the devices are increasingly hijacked for use of DDoS attacks. And DDoS attacks are basically when you go to a website and they tell you, oh, you cannot use it because service is currently unavailable. Basically, they're sending a lot of messages to those websites and essentially taking the website down because they can't handle those requests. So what should we do to maintain convenience and security? Well, for starters, leaving your smart TV connected to the internet is asking for trouble. Expert from cybersecurity firm, Labs told Cyber News that the devices have already been observed participating in DDoS attacks. This is because modern TVs are powerful computing devices capable of running games, apps, and other software, some of it malicious. As such, TVs pose multiple cybersecurity risks as their own software support usually ends. As their software supports usually end after 3 years or 4 years, that's a big problem. Even though the devices typically hang on the wall for a much longer time, they receive less frequent updates compared to mobile phones, and the ones you do get are usually focused on improving your user experience, not security. Cyber News has reported that cyber criminals are targeting TVs with malware, spreading it via apps for pirate movies and firmware. Infected TVs and set-top boxes participate in DDoS attacks and the spread of illicit content, even some Android streaming boxes. So another thing that people do is visit streaming sites for movies, which I do, like Movie 1 through 3. And if you don't have anything that's blocking those ads or anything that like a firewall blocking malicious things like that, you could very easily download malware or be part of a botnet just from clicking on something like that. And you know, it's crazy. That's something that happened at work. Somebody was browsing a site because of hotel. They were trying to go on a trip. They were browsing hotel and they got an ad and they click on it. And because we have things like that in place, unfortunately the malware did not go anywhere because they could not execute any PowerShell commands, which is part of their hacking crap that they do, right? But imagine that happened at your home. Like you were browsing on your computer or on the TV. You were searching for a movie to watch. And now your whole thing is infected and you don't even know. Because people think, just like people think Apple devices, they think, oh, I'm on an Apple. I cannot get viruses. Bullshit. That is complete horseshit. Whoever tell you that, don't believe them. Apple devices can get viruses. It's just not as common because more people utilize Windows as an operating system, believe it or not. More businesses, that's where the money's at. More businesses, I don't know the number, but it's damn near 80% or 90% of businesses are on Windows. Okay? or uses some kind of Microsoft-based product. That's why your Apple devices are safe for now. It's not because, oh, it's so antivirus protected. No, that's not the reason. Be aware trading privacy for convenience. Well, I guess here are some steps that you can take. So users should disconnect the TV from the internet. Yes, in theory it says blah, blah, blah. But it's just that reality usually turns into quite differently. You should, but we all know that you wouldn't. People will buy, install, connect to the internet. It's more about how to make it safer for you and your family. I mean, I didn't even read this yet, but one of the first things that you can do, for sure, you can update. But most people probably won't spend the time to update their TV regularly. You can segment your network, making sure the traffic goes to something differently, making sure that if you are connected to the internet, you are not accepting any other traffic besides HTTPS. Like if you're connected to a website and it's only HTTP, or you're blocking any type of ads on that port. But like that's more like you have to be in the IT world to know and how to do all those things, or you can just Google it. Or just putting it on a completely different Wi-Fi network, okay? Because you can have different separate Wi-Fis. Blah, 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 blah. Keep automatic updates, sure. Check the date and latest update, sure. Do not install unknown third-party apps. Yeah, don't do that. That's dumb. Disconnect the end-of-life smart TVs, and that's dumb also. So basically, after 3 or 4 years, you basically got to throw the TV away because it's no longer being supported. The end-of-life smart devices and components with a newer internet-connected streaming box, again, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, I think all of this goes into the privacy problem that we're having, the privacy concerns that we keep talking about. It's never ending. It's everywhere. Everybody's collecting data. Everybody needs data. Everybody's harvesting data because that's where the money's at. The more information they have about me as a user, the more they can sell me, the more ads they can sell me. Quick story. Mind you, I use all these precautions. I use a VPN. I use this browser, Molvard browser. I use DuckDuckGo. They're not collecting information on me, quote unquote. Well, they're not because they get audited, right? I search, I shit you not, I search for a couch on DuckDuckGo, but I use Google, even though I use DuckDuckGo as my browser. And I shit you not, a couple hours later in my mailbox, I had an ad for couches, which I've never seen before. That's crazy. Like, oh, we have a sale on couches. Check us out here. Like it doesn't matter how much you do, but you got to do something. They'll still be able to collect data on you. They're still going to be able to find information on you, but you sitting still and not doing anything at all. Like I personally think my data is worth shit. So you're not just going to collect it for free and make money off of me and not give me a part of it. We're not getting any money off of it, okay? You should do something just because of that. Stop them from collecting your data. If they want to buy your data off of you, maybe you can agree to sell it. But them getting it for free without your consent, you know what I'm saying? That's not cool in my opinion. Even more privacy concerns is with Apple. Apple is is known for their security policies, or they're like very security focused, and they're like all emphasis on security and so forth and so on. But Apple, in my opinion, is becoming a real problem and could be a real problem. And that's coming from me as an quote unquote Apple user. I have an Apple iPhone. I have a Apple Studio, which is Apple's computer. What else did I have? I have an Apple laptop. I have an Apple Watch. So needless to say, I am in the ecosystem for Apple. And I think it's becoming a real problem. All these devices are what we call touch points for Apple. And Apple is entering into the ad business, which is something that Wall Street reported that Apple is entering the ads marketplace as a new way to make money. And hear me out. They literally own the iPhone that you use every day. They own my computer. They own not all, but they own a lot of health information about me because of my watch, how many steps I take every day, my heart rate, my blood oxygen level. Now Apple is releasing a car, and who knows what that car is going to be doing. Now they're going to know where you're driving, how often you drive, where you go. They're going to know, I'm sure they're going to be listening to the conversation you're having in your car, although they're privacy focused. But if they wanted to, they could listen to the conversation that you have in your car, because there's a Bluetooth and there's a microphone in there, and it's going to be all software related. It's very scary. Also, the Apple car is apparently expected to release by 2028 because the board is getting tired of Apple. Like, hey, either you sit and take a shit or you just get off the pot, because they've been working on this car for very long and they haven't released anything. So that's basically it. The board say, hey, we need to do something about this. We need to release the car as soon as possible. A major shift for Apple car. Apple has scaled back from a fully autonomous vehicle without a steering wheel and pedals. That was a very futuristic goal, by the way. A car with no steering wheel and no pedals, to one that can only self-drive on highways in the effort to launch by 2026 for under $100,000. God damn. Imagine spending $100K on an Apple car. Niggas gonna do it though, because niggas got nothing else to do but spend money. But that's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern in watching that from taking a step back is watching Apple's ecosystem and be like, damn, if they do an ad business, forget about Meta, forget about Facebook, forget about all these little crumb companies. They have all your information. They have data sources into your text messages. They have how many steps you take. They literally can sell you anything. If you're a healthcare company or you're an insurance company and you're selling life insurance, they can look at, hey, Apple, we want to know whether or not this guy is healthy. Can we sell him insurance? Oh, here's how many steps he takes. He sit on his ass most of the day at work, and he come home, he's streaming, he sit on his ass even more. Here's how many steps he takes when he goes to the gym. Here's what gym he goes to. Here's how often he goes to the gym. If you have Apple Card, maybe somehow, if you have an Apple Card, they can take that and be like, oh, here's the type of how much he spent on groceries. Maybe they could look at what you buy when you go to grocery stores. If you eat at McDonald's, how many times a week you eat at McDonald's. You get the freaking point. There's so many data points where they could be like, here, we're gonna sell this to an insurance company that sells you life insurance, and be like, you are a very high risk person. You sit down all day, you eat McDonald's all day, you don't go to the gym, you do X, Y, and Z. Therefore, we're not going to sell you insurance. Or we're going to sell you an insurance that's very high. You can't even afford it. And now, which is even worse part of their system, they have the Apple Vision Pro, which is, I think, the biggest privacy concern I have yet with Apple. This thing has so many cameras that's always on and always, I don't want to say recording, because I don't know if it's recording, that's always on and always looking at something. And it's scanning your eyes 24/7. As long as it's on, it's scanning your eyes. Let's watch a little video and introduction on it, though.
Era of spatial computing is here. When you put on Apple Vision Pro, you see your world and everything in it. Your favorite apps live right in front of you, but now they're in your space. This is Vision OS, Apple's first ever spatial operating system. It's familiar, yet groundbreaking. You navigate with your eyes. Simply tap to select, flick.
And that's what I mean, like you navigate with your eyes. It's literally cameras scanning your eyes so it can see how to navigate with your eyes, like what you're looking at and where your head is heading. They will have all this information about you. Not only that, the cameras are always recording and the thing is always listening. So you literally have no privacy in your home. And if you're outside and you have this headset on, it's literally recording other people and listening to their other people's conversation. It's quite a lot.
To scroll and use your voice to dictate.
It's cool tech.
It's like magic. Apps have dimension, react to light, and cast shadows. Even though these spatial experiences are happening inside Vision Pro, it looks, sounds, and feels like they are physically there. Foundational to Apple Vision Pro is that you're not isolated from other people. When someone else is in the room,
that shit looks dorky. That shit looks goofy. I understand. It's cool technology, though. I can't hate on it. It's very cool technology. But But I have a lot of concerns. Apple is very privacy focused. So it's like, okay, let's see what they do with this data. But them getting into ad type of business is quite scary because they could literally use this to listen to everything that you do. If you use it for work, they could listen to you. Apple is the most powerful company, in my opinion, bro, because they have so much ways to get your data out there, like tap into your data. It's quite scary, honestly.
You can see them, and they can see you.
Yeah, let's look at more
and true expressions. To convincingly place content in your space took thousands of groundbreaking innovations and custom technologies. Since your eyes see the world with incredible resolution, we built a micro OLED display system that fits 64 pixels in the same amount of space as a single iPhone pixel, and packs 23 million into 2 panels the size of a postage stamp. That's more than a 4K TV for each eye, giving you jaw-dropping, lifelike clarity. Apple Vision Pro also features our most advanced spatial audio system ever. Personalized sound is delivered directionally to your ear, and audio ray tracing uses sophisticated sensors to understand the materials and objects in your room, so sound feels like it's coming from the world around you. 3D mapping provides a detailed understanding of walls, furniture, and even people. So
all these cameras, they're recording something. They're looking, visualizing, scanning the world around you. What if other people don't want to be recorded? I mean, in public, there is no consent to be recorded, but it's still like a privacy type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Experiences look, sound, and feel like they are physically there. To power a spatial computer like Apple Vision Pro required an innovative dual-chip design. M2 provides phenomenal performance, and the brand new chip, R1, processes sensor data at incredible speed, virtually eliminating lag, so experiences take place in real time, right in front of your eyes.
Low delivery, great ball inside!
A stunning new way to use the apps we love. A powerful way to relive our memories. A profound new way to be together. And a magical way.
That shit is goofy in my opinion. Will I be buying one anytime soon? No. Will I ever buy it? I don't know. To try it, maybe. I don't want to ever say never, but the privacy concerns on that shit is quite astounding to me, at least. But you gotta get another opinion on it. Rich, you're the balancing opinion on some of those things, because sometimes I can be like, oh, this is not the privacy focused way. What do you think about all of this thing that Apple can collect on us, all the information that they have on us? Like, would you feel comfortable like wearing this inside of your house, and your fiance is nude or naked, and that this device is potentially recording because all these cameras or scanning her, or even somebody else, you yourself scanning you? How do you feel about that?
That's a crazy one, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I feel like in general though, privacy is a hard one, bro. I know, like you said, you're the privacy man though. But even before you spoke about this topic, right? It kind of like hit me, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, oh yeah, this is the future, and this is that, with the Apple eyewear. But then I started thinking, I'm like, wait, they all up in your house and shit, bro. Like you're saying, like they see every little thing that, like, don't get me wrong, cameras are really bad. I mean, like on your phone, like your phone has seen a lot of your house. Your laptop has seen a lot of your house. But now with these glasses, it's like every single little piece of it. And so it definitely made me feel kind of funny with that.
They literally can scan your house while you're wearing it. They have a map of what your house look like, where the furniture is at. They literally have the ability to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, for sure. Definitely. It's a little scary. And so, yeah, like, I know for, like, you know what I'm saying? You never know what could happen in the future type of deal, you know what I'm saying? Where you some type of, attack or takeover or blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. They know everything about it. They done seen it all. So boom, boom, boom. Like you said, like these people have this data. But then on the other side, like, this is one of those things. I know we were talking about it earlier where it's like, don't just, sit down and take it. But this is one of those things where I feel like it's so hard not to just sit down and take it, bro. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because, I mean, it's also like the pressure of like being cool, or I guess the pressure of like, oh, you're not on the Apple Pro Vision Pro Plus Extra Max yet? That's crazy. Like, but at the same time, it's like, if this device happens to get hacked, because that's something we haven't even touched on, like, and they have access to view these cameras lives and listen to these mics lives. Imagine what these hackers are listening to, the government. Like we didn't even get into that kind of stuff, but we're only understanding, like, we're only talking about like what Apple can collect. We're not even talking about hackers, because they exist.
Right. Nah, hackers would throw your whole life, boy. Would throw your whole. Nah, that's you. Wait.
Creepy hackers too. They already do that on laptops. They do that. You can literally hack somebody's laptops and turn the camera on without them knowing.
Yeah, nah, bro.
But now you have a whole 3D, 60.
everything in there. So you want to break into the house? You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like, oh yeah, I know where your safe is. You know what? I've watched you type in the code. You know what I'm saying? I've watched you put XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're trying to keep private, secret, safe, whatever. Like, you can't really. It's hard. I don't want to say you can't wear it, but you know. And then, you know, I know two sides. You know, somebody might say, "Oh, what's the likelihood of that?" You know what I'm saying? But then it's
very likely.
It only take one time, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's likely, bro. Technology is always hackable. That's the thing. Like, it's 50-50. I would want to say it's 80-20, but it really isn't, because all it takes is for them. This headset has vulnerabilities that Apple doesn't know. That's why they always have updates, because every time they find a new problem, a new security problem, they update it, they patch it. There's always going to be a security flaw. And even where Apple was storing this data, they allegedly reported that there will not be sharing the data that they're collecting on this device, because they are collecting data. Yeah, let's make that clear. They are collecting data. They will not be sharing it with third parties. Because how do they make this better? By collecting the data off of it to be like, okay, here's where it's going wrong. Here's what I'm not doing right.
Exactly.
Let's make that better. They are storing it somewhere that they won't share it, quote unquote, with third parties. But what if they change their mind? They decide to share it, or did that server that they're sharing it on gets hacked?
Yep. Because you made that video, bro. Microsoft got hacked, bro.
Bro, everybody can get hacked, bro. The government gets hacked.
That's yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like regular people don't think about those things. You know what I'm saying? But like, until it happens, now boom, all your stuff is out there. You know. But yeah, I feel like most people, like, they think in a way, like, just saying like why it's going to continue to progress and blah blah blah. Most people feel like they're just inconspicuous people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular everyday person. I ain't got too much money. I ain't got too much this, too much that. Yeah, okay. Even if they do hack me, they ain't gonna come for me. They ain't gonna this, they ain't gonna that. I ain't got nothing for you. So so it's like a so what type of thing. And so definitely, bro, I fall into that mindset sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get scared of it because I know that it's very possible. But then I fall back into the same other mindset of, why me? No one ain't gonna come after me.
Nobody cares about my data.
So, yeah, man. So it's tough. It's tough. And imagine this is just the beginning. This is the first Apple, you know what I'm saying, big product. You know, things are gonna follow. So yeah, we got a long way to go.
You're not the only one, bro. You're not the only one. Like, I know from experience, my girl feels the same way, and I be telling her how, like, you know, this Y and Z, X, Y, and Z, these same shits, and she's like, yeah, but I don't care. Like, it's too much work. And I know there are other people out there that feels the same way. It is a lot of work, though.
Most people would feel that way. Like, you work for that? Nigga, I got my own work. I got this, I got that, I got to cook, I got to clean. And now you want me to worry about some private? Nah, go ahead, take it. I'll sell it. Take it for free.
I'll give it to you for free. You can take it. You're not wrong. That's some crazy shit, though, bro. That's crazy, wild.
Tough, bro. Yeah, bro.
Bro. I think the future looks interesting, because once they start doing this, more and more companies are gonna start releasing it, and Apple, once the price of these things go down, more and more people will start buying it.
Yep.
That's just how it goes. Yep. Like, and it's gonna be in everybody's.
I might be one of those people, man.
And it's gonna be in everybody's home, and you know what I'm saying, and literally, you know, you're gonna walk. Everybody's gonna be walking down the street with some ski goggles on their head, driving with it on, and you know,
Yeah. I hear. You know, I don't know. I've heard once or twice, like people who say like, just use it to your advantage. You know, you already know that they're stealing your data, so use it to your advantage. You know, maybe you might be looking for a specific type of, like you said earlier, like a couch or a this or a that. You know what? Y'all niggas looking for my data anyway? Yo, I'm looking for a couch. Start talking to your phone. Yo, I'm looking for a couch. I'm looking for a couch. And then couches start popping up in your shit. That's what you wanted. Yeah, right. Just start saying it in your phone, and now, oh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? It done popped up. The right thing done popped up. So that as a consumer, and then as a marketer, you know what I'm saying, that as well. You know, if you on the other side and you have something to sell, for sure, you can use the voice recognition and now the site recognition. You can use that to your advantage. And so, I don't know if that's a regular person saying that or if that's somebody who has something to gain on the other side to say that. So, but, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know. I don't know.
For sure. That joint is crazy to me, bro. Like, and again, it goes back to my point. What is the government doing about all of this? Nothing. But they can't even see into that because they don't even know. They worrying about their next dialysis. You know what I'm saying? They're worrying about their next pill that they gotta take. They ain't got no time for this. They got no time.
Hell no.
Well, I mean, the government does have a lot of problems at hand that they can't even fix, and they're just putting sticky notes on there to fix it. So I guess that's just another realm. But the internet is becoming a thing. Like, it's been a thing, but it's becoming like a bigger thing. Like, people's privacy is like becoming even a bigger thing. Like, fuck the search and seizure where you gotta have a warrant to search through people's shit. Nah, it's on the internet, bro.
They gave it to you.
No warrant, bro. I'm coming in, bro. I'm taking it. It's mine.
Yeah, and I would say they probably benefit off of it too, man. To be honest, they 100%. Come on now, you know that.
The government
so
benefits from it the most.
Right, exactly. So they slow to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really talking about it. But so now, they low key with it. All right, let me keep making the bread, and that's it. They gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, bro, they benefit from it the most. I 100% agree with that. Like, even in that same realm, like, I guess if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, whatever, do all that fun stuff. My last thing I wanted to talk about was the Taylor Swift shit. Like, have you seen the AIs of Taylor Swift with the booty thing and whatever else?
Crazy work, bro.
Bro, crazy stuff, bro.
Crazy work, bro. Never seen nothing like it, bro.
Bro,
yeah.
But I think it's not as big of a deal that people are making it out to be.
I feel that.
It's gonna be.
I mean, deepfakes been a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that deepfakes.
It only matters because it's Taylor Swift.
Exactly, because it's Taylor Swift and she in the news right now and blah blah blah. And I think a part of it too is that it's hitting more mainstream platforms kind of harder. You know what I'm saying? It's already. I know for a fact if you really wanted to go find some Taylor Swift AI blah 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 blah, you could find something from years ago. You could have did that. But because now it's more in your face and it's more mainstream, now she sees it. Now it's a problem. And so. Yeah, I understand. It's. I see both sides of it. Is it a huge deal? I don't know. Why is it a huge? I don't want people using my face on that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People are gonna print out stuff and put it on their laptop anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But then it's at the same aspect of what we was talking about before. I'll just take my data anyway. I don't know. It's a funny one.
Bro, I think this whole Taylor Swift saga, it only matters or is only even news because she's Taylor Swift. Okay? Like, if like this, I don't think it literally had no impact on her career. It had no impact on her personality or who she is. I think in the future it'll even benefit her probably, because now you have culpable deniability. I think that's the word I'm looking for. If her real nudes leak out, she could be like, no, that's AI. That's not me.
Every time, bro.
Every time.
Default.
That's my default answer. You know what I mean? Like, I think those celebrities are gonna start benefiting from just having crap getting out there, and even like people been getting their if you ever go to the actress sites, you know what I'm saying, people that look alike some other actors, and they just be putting their names there like it's them, or they be, if it's a picture, they just chop the head off, put the celebrity's head on there from Photoshop, and then just call it that person. That thing been existed. I don't know if you ever see that.
Nah, I agree. Like you said, yeah, of course, it's been existed, and so. But you know, then I go back and forth. I'm like, okay, it been existed, but does that also mean that it's been correct, right? It's still wrong in those aspects, and so maybe people should have been doing something about it, and so maybe it just takes this one big pop star to, you know what I'm saying, actually make a move and clip it, because like you said, it's been happening. Maybe it's about that time.
But again, nobody cares. Like when we talk about AI and how dangerous AI can be or dangerous AI will be, blah, blah, the freaking blah. Nobody cares. Like we're like, oh, okay. AI is coming to take your job. Okay, cool. Well, you just got to get more skills that combats with AI. But because it's Taylor Swift, they'll be like, oh, no, we got to shut this down now. Press the button. Hit it now. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like the average person, if they're being affected by this technology, or they're being affected by whatever is going on, it doesn't matter. But if it's somebody of notoriety that can, you know, potentially give those companies a loss, then it becomes a problem, which is interesting.
Yeah, factual. That's always how it is, though, in that world, man.
Yeah, I mean, that world is the earth, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That world is earth. In it. Yeah, we're living in it, bro. We're living in it. Like these people they don't really care unless, you know, they have the potential to lose money, or you have the potential to make them lose money, which is crazy. But you know how it be, man. I think this is my last one for tonight. You know, a little nice 2-piece combo, a little 2-hour. Thanks for coming through. Be Rich. When are you gonna start streaming, bro?
Bro, I promise, bro. I was supposed to get a tripod today, but I got the wrong one in the mail, bro. So sometime this week, bro.
I feel that. Well, make sure y'all check out Crystal Vision on YouTube. He also streams. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for everybody watching. Everybody who watched, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy, the Yapper. Make sure you yap on. Deuces.